Imagine your body lifting from Earth, the ground falling away beneath you. Feel the pull of gravity fading, replaced by a silence so vast it almost hums. Visualize yourself floating among the stars, every cell in your body beginning a journey you've never experienced before. Welcome to the thoughtful night. Tonight, we will drift gently into a journey through the human body in space, how it moves, adapts, and transforms in the weightlessness beyond our planet. From the moment of liftoff, through the strange stillness of microgravity, to the subtle effects of cosmic radiation, we'll explore how space shapes us in ways both visible and invisible. As you settle into your chair or sink into your bed, take a slow, deep breath, letting your mind expand as your body relaxes. Let your curiosity mix with calm, as if you were floating effortlessly above the Earth yourself. Before we drift further into the mysteries of space, I invite you to subscribe to The Thoughtful Night for more bedtime explorations, and comment below to tell me where in the world you are listening from tonight. Your journey into the human body in space begins right here. Soon, we will leave Earth behind and feel the first strange, gentle pull of liftoff, the moment your body begins its transformation. The engines ignite with a gentle rumble that quickly grows into a deep, resonant vibration. You feel it in your chest, your bones, as if the Earth itself is urging you upward. The capsule beneath you presses firmly, holding every inch of your body in place. Yet the world you know begins to fade, and a sense of anticipation swells within you. Outside the small windows, the familiar blue of the sky stretches and thins, giving way to the black expanse beyond. This is the moment when gravity loosens its hold, just enough for the body to sense a new reality forming around it. As the rocket climbs, every organ, every fluid within you responds in kind. The heart beats with a subtle insistence, adapting to the push of acceleration. Blood shifts, coursing differently through veins that are not used to being pressed in this direction. Your stomach, light and curious, negotiates the curve of motion, a tiny reminder that the body is finely tuned to Earth's pull. The inner ear struggles momentarily with the sudden tilt of orientation, sending signals that your mind must reconcile with sight and touch. It is a delicate negotiation, almost imperceptible, between human physiology and the harsh poetry of space travel. In these first moments, the body begins to sense freedom. Limbs feel heavier one second, weightless the next, as the rocket arcs over the horizon. You might notice a fleeting warmth in the face, or a slight tingling in your fingertips, subtle echoes of gravity releasing its grip. The spine stretches subtly, muscles adjusting, sensing the gentle pull and release of force. Even your breathing shifts. Chest and diaphragm align with the rhythm of acceleration, inhaling, exhaling, steadying the mind as the Earth recedes beneath you. And then, suddenly, the ascent smooths. The jolt of liftoff fades into a steady hum, and your body feels lighter than you imagined possible. Weightlessness arrives not with a crash, but with a quiet surrender. You float in the seat, tethered yet free, each movement a negotiation with an environment that no human body has fully known. The sensation is intoxicating and strange. Your hands drift slightly, hair begins to lift, and the fluids in your eyes and inner ear start to redistribute in ways that take hours to fully understand. In these first moments, space is not a place. It is a feeling, a presence that surrounds and penetrates every cell. From the small windows, the Earth grows distant yet intimate. Oceans ripple with a liquid sheen, clouds drift like soft veils across continents, and mountains shrink to gentle ridges. The colors, once mundane from the surface, take on an ethereal vibrancy. Blue deepens, green softens, and white clouds shimmer with an almost impossible brightness against the blackness surrounding you. The body, still adjusting to weightlessness, feels an odd reverence for this sight. Every heartbeat seems to echo against the hollow of space, a quiet reminder of life's fragility and resilience. Even as you marvel at the scenery, subtle changes continue within. The cardiovascular system adapts, sensing that fluids are no longer pulled downward but distribute more evenly. Tiny sensors in your muscles and bones begin to register the absence of constant weight, recording each moment for the body to adapt. This is the threshold where short-term physiological responses begin to give way to long-term changes, a prelude to microgravity's enduring effects. The mind, too, awakens differently. Thoughts stretch, unbound by familiar spatial references, as if the perspective of the universe is gently rewriting the sense of self. Space, in its silent enormity, invites contemplation. What is it to move without weight? To have a body that floats effortlessly, yet is fully alive in its intricate, responsive harmony? The questions are unanswerable in the ordinary sense, but they ripple through consciousness like soft currents in a cosmic sea. Soon, the capsule levels into orbit, and the first taste of true microgravity settles over you. There is a serene pause, a moment when the body, mind, and universe align briefly, before the slow, subtle adjustments of life in space begin in earnest. Muscles will relax further, bones will feel lighter, fluids will shift, and every cell will learn to move in a world that no longer insists on gravity's constant pull. And so, with Earth now a delicate orb beneath you, the body embarks on a transformation both poetic and profound. Each heartbeat, each breath, each tiny twitch of muscle carries the story of adaptation, resilience, and discovery. This is the threshold of microgravity, the first step into the strange and wondrous realm where the human body meets the cosmos. The first moments of true weightlessness are like stepping into another world while still inside your own skin. Your body, once bound to the steady pull of Earth, now drifts freely, and every movement feels deliberate yet effortless. Muscles that were accustomed to constant tension relax almost immediately, unburdened by gravity's invisible hand. You notice the spine stretching, vertebrae separating slightly, granting a subtle sensation of growth, as if the body itself is awakening to new possibilities. Even the height you measured yesterday seems to adjust, a gentle reminder that our physical form is intimately shaped by the planet we call home. Floating becomes a language of its own. Your limbs drift with the softest push, coasting through the cabin with minimal effort. The smallest movement sends you gliding, a ballet of human motion where precision meets grace. Muscles, no longer resisting downward force, find new ways to coordinate. The body learns to engage core stability differently, and small adjustments in posture become automatic, an internal conversation of balance and orientation. There is beauty in this unfamiliarity, the elegance of motion freed from weight, the silent hum of the body discovering equilibrium in three-dimensional space. Yet even in this freedom, subtle shifts occur within. Bones, accustomed to supporting your weight, feel a gentle reprieve. Osteoblasts slow, osteoclasts continue, and a gradual loss of bone density begins. A quiet reminder that the body's architecture depends on gravity's insistence. Muscles that carry the weight of posture and locomotion relax their constant tension. Without the need to resist downward force, they gradually shrink, their fibers softening. It is not a loss as much as a transformation, a recalibration to the environment of weightlessness, where floating replaces bearing weight, and subtle strength is retained in new ways. Every organ participates in this subtle adaptation. Blood no longer pools in the legs but rises evenly through the body, cushioning the heart and brain in a delicate redistribution of fluids. Your face may feel fuller, fingertips slightly tingly, as the body accommodates a reality that is almost dreamlike. Even the lungs find a new rhythm. Inhalation and exhalation feel lighter, buoyant, as though breathing itself is part of the dance of weightlessness. Sensory perception shifts. The sense of up and down fades, replaced by orientation cues defined by vision and touch rather than gravity. Moving through the cabin, you notice objects floating with the same ease as your hands. A pen drifts past, slowly spinning, caught in a delicate current of air. Each interaction requires careful thought. The tiniest push sends a cascade of motion, yet the effort is minimal. Muscles and mind learn together, synchronizing in ways impossible on Earth. The body's coordination evolves, becoming attuned to a three-dimensional environment where every motion has consequences, yet every consequence is graceful, controlled, and slow. Weightlessness is not merely physical. It is perceptual. Your sense of space expands, as if the capsule itself were larger than its walls suggest. The body, freed from gravity, feels the entirety of its own volume, and consciousness seems to stretch along with it. You may notice subtle twitches of fingers or feet, movements that were previously unconscious, now amplified in a world where every action flows differently. It is a poetic dance of self-awareness, a reminder that our bodies are instruments capable of adapting, learning, and thriving in conditions far removed from Earth. Even in this serenity, the body's systems are constantly negotiating adaptation. Muscles will need to be exercised to maintain strength. Bones will require stimuli to resist atrophy. The heart and circulation will continue to adjust to new fluid dynamics. These changes are gradual, almost imperceptible, but they are the prelude to the body's extraordinary capacity to endure, to transform, and to function in ways that are both alien and deeply familiar. As you float, you notice the calm intimacy of microgravity. Movement is gentle, flowing, and every gesture is amplified by the surrounding void. You feel yourself bending, stretching, and turning with an elegance previously impossible. The body's internal systems whisper quietly to one another. Muscles coordinating with nerves, heartbeats pacing blood through a weightless network, bones subtly recalibrating their density. There is harmony in this adaptation, a silent symphony of life negotiating a new frontier. Finally, you realize that your perception of your own body has changed. It is no longer a weighted object subject to the pull of gravity. It is a vessel of motion and sensation, floating, resilient, and attuned to a realm beyond the familiar. Every muscle, every cell, every breath participates in this recalibration, a quiet testament to the human body's flexibility and grace. And in the soft drift of weightlessness, you begin to understand that space does not merely suspend the body. It reveals its extraordinary capacity to adapt, to exist, and to move in harmony with a world without weight. The capsule floats silently around you, and in that stillness, you prepare for the next revelation. The heart and circulatory system, performing a delicate cosmic dance, adapting as fluids shift, as blood reorients, and as life continues with quiet precision in this new frontier of weightlessness. In the silent expanse of orbit, your heart begins a subtle conversation with the cosmos. Freed from the tug of gravity, blood flows differently, rising gently from the legs toward the chest and head. Your face feels slightly fuller, a soft puffing of the tissues, while your legs become light, almost weightless extensions of your body. Each heartbeat seems quieter, yet more deliberate, as the cardiovascular system adapts to the new environment, orchestrating a delicate balance of pressure, flow, and rhythm. The arteries and veins carry blood along routes they once resisted, moving with a newfound ease. Microgravity allows fluids to distribute evenly, eliminating the constant battle against gravity's downward pull. This redistribution brings both wonder and challenge. The heart no longer needs to work as hard to pump blood upward from the legs, yet it must adjust to a different pattern of pressure, sensing the body's new equilibrium. Each contraction is a whisper, a precise command, guiding life in a space where weight no longer dictates the flow. Your pulse may change, subtly at first, reflecting the body's remarkable flexibility. Without gravity compressing the lower limbs, blood returns more easily to the heart. Stroke volume increases slightly, and the heart works in rhythm with a system now calibrated for a world without up and down. The veins, once heavily loaded, now carry blood more freely, and tiny capillaries adjust to this redistribution. Even the microcirculation in your fingertips and toes feels transformed, buoyed by the gentle weightlessness surrounding the body. This fluid shift affects more than the heart alone. The brain senses changes in intracranial pressure, influencing vision and cognition in ways both subtle and profound. The body becomes a living network of signals and responses, constantly monitoring, adjusting, and fine-tuning the circulation to suit the unique demands of space. It is a dance invisible to the eye, yet essential, each pulse a testament to adaptation, each capillary a conduit of life learning to move in a new world. There is a poetic symmetry to this transformation. The heart, a steadfast engine of life, continues to perform its ancient role, yet the context has changed entirely. In microgravity, the rhythm takes on a weightless elegance, as if the heart itself has learned to float. Each beat sends waves of life through the body, a reminder that even when the environment shifts dramatically, the systems within remain resilient, capable of recalibration, and attuned to the nuances of survival. Veins that once worked tirelessly against gravity now relax, expanding and contracting in a softer, more fluid pattern. Fluid accumulation in the upper body brings its own sensations. A slightly fuller face, a subtle pressure behind the eyes, and the gentle awareness of blood no longer bound to the pull of Earth. These changes, while imperceptible over short periods, mark the beginning of long-term adaptations that the body undertakes during weeks and months in orbit. It is a reminder that even the familiar, such as the rhythm of the heart, can evolve in response to a new reality. The interaction between blood, heart, and gravity, or the absence of it, is also a meditation on balance. The body must continuously sense, adjust, and respond. Microgravity demands attention not through conscious effort but through the quiet work of cells, tissues, and organs. The heart becomes both conductor and participant in a symphony of physiological adaptation, ensuring that life continues, that oxygen reaches the brain, that the body remains alert, even as the world outside the capsule shifts into the vast unknown. Even the tiniest adjustments hold significance. Blood pressure calibrates differently, veins adapt their tension, and heart rate responds to subtle stimuli such as activity, stress, or the breathtaking view of Earth below. The cardiovascular system, though largely hidden from view, orchestrates an essential harmony between life and environment. It is a reminder that while the cosmos may feel silent and unyielding, within the human body, a quiet resilience continues, working tirelessly to maintain equilibrium. In this serene state of weightlessness, the heart's adaptation is mirrored by the mind's awe. You become aware not only of your physical self but also of the poetry in every heartbeat, the invisible dance of life flowing in ways impossible on the surface of Earth. Each pulse is a quiet affirmation. The body is alive, responding, and thriving, even in conditions vastly different from what it has known. And as blood shifts, heart beats steady, and circulation finds its new rhythm, the stage is set for the next aspect of life in space. The mind itself, navigating the vastness of orbit, adapting to disorientation, solitude, and the quiet infinity that surrounds you. The heart may guide the body, but the mind learns to float alongside, ready for the subtle psychological challenges that await in the cosmos. Drifting in orbit, the body may float, but the mind begins its own journey, untethered and expansive. Without the familiar cues of up and down, your perception of space itself shifts. Hallways, walls, and floors lose their conventional meaning. Time, too, seems to bend. Sunrises and sunsets appear every 90 minutes, a cycle unfamiliar to the rhythms your mind has learned on Earth. In this environment, your thoughts begin to drift like your body, stretching in ways both exhilarating and disorienting. Isolation becomes a companion, subtle yet persistent. The distance from Earth, the emptiness surrounding your vessel, invites reflection. Your mind, once occupied with the noise of everyday life, now encounters vast silence. Thoughts stretch into long, gentle arcs, like the trajectory of the spacecraft itself, looping gracefully across the infinite void outside the window. This quiet allows both introspection and wonder, as if the mind itself is floating, discovering new depths of imagination and contemplation. Sensory input transforms in orbit. The lack of gravity changes how the inner ear perceives motion, how balance is sensed, and how orientation is understood. A simple turn of the head can send you floating, your senses negotiating a world where up and down no longer exist. The brain adapts, recalibrating perception, forming new neural pathways, and learning to integrate these altered cues into coherent awareness. It is a slow, delicate process, yet one that reveals the incredible plasticity of the human mind. Dreamlike states become more accessible in this environment. Thoughts drift like clouds in an unfamiliar sky, memories and imaginings intertwining with the sensation of floating. The mind experiences a gentle unmooring, a temporary liberation from the habitual pull of gravity-bound cognition. You may notice that creativity and reflection flow more easily, that a problem once rigid in thought now softens, pliable, malleable in the vastness of space. The cognitive world becomes both quieter and more vivid, a paradox that mirrors the physical realm outside. Yet this freedom is balanced with challenge. The mind must contend with solitude, confinement, and the knowledge that help is always distant. Stress responses shift subtly. Concentration requires adjustment. Without the constant feedback of gravity and familiar surroundings, tasks that were routine on Earth demand heightened awareness. Sleep cycles are disrupted by the frequent crossings of sunlight and darkness, and yet, the mind learns to accommodate, gradually settling into a rhythm defined not by the day, but by activity, observation, and the subtle cues of the human body in microgravity. There is also a profound sense of connection. Seeing Earth as a fragile, glowing sphere against the blackness fosters reflection on life itself. Thoughts of home, of loved ones, of humanity writ small against the cosmos, can arise with intense clarity. The mind, in its solitude, recognizes patterns and relationships that are invisible on the crowded surface of Earth. Perspective shifts. Small worries seem insignificant, and the interconnectedness of life, space, and the human experience becomes apparent in subtle, meditative ways. Cognitive adaptation is not immediate. There are moments of disorientation, of drifting attention, of spatial confusion. Yet each challenge is a quiet teacher. The mind learns to anchor itself, to find stability not in the pull of gravity but in observation, intention, and inner rhythm. Memory, focus, and problem-solving adjust to the unique demands of orbit, demonstrating resilience as remarkable as that of muscles or bones. Meditation becomes a natural ally. Conscious, slow breathing, attention to gentle movement, and the observation of Earth through tiny windows all support mental equilibrium. In this state, even the smallest thought takes on significance, and every perception becomes heightened. Colors of continents and oceans, clouds drifting across continents, city lights sparkling at night, all engage the mind in a quiet symphony of sensory experience. Each visual cue reinforces orientation, connection, and calm. As days pass, the mind and body together develop a rhythm suited to this environment. Microgravity reshapes the body. Isolation reshapes the mind. Neural pathways adapt, senses recalibrate, and consciousness finds its own stability within the vastness surrounding the capsule. The result is a delicate equilibrium, a harmony between inner and outer worlds, where the mind floats in tandem with the body, learning the art of living in a realm that defies earthly expectations. And as your thoughts drifting alongside the stars, the body follows, ready for the next chapter of adaptation. Vision itself, subtly altered by fluids and pressures, a gentle recalibration that reminds you of how intimately connected the mind and body are in the extraordinary environment of space. The first glimpse of Earth from orbit is a revelation. Oceans shimmer like liquid sapphire, continents stretch in soft, undulating colors, and clouds drift in slow, languid patterns across the globe. Yet, as your eyes drink in this beauty, they feel subtle differences, almost imperceptible at first. Microgravity shifts fluids upward in the body, and the eyes, delicate instruments of perception, adjust in response. The pressure inside the skull changes gently, nudging the optic nerves and subtly altering how you see. Colors may appear sharper or more luminous, edges of landscapes softened by the curvature of Earth. Yet the vision itself can feel slightly blurred. Some astronauts report a sense of nearsightedness, a quiet recalibration of focus. Tiny adjustments in the shape of the eyeball occur, and the brain must interpret these new signals. Sight, once taken for granted on Earth, becomes a conscious, delicate act of perception in space. You notice the way light reflects off oceans, the shimmer of city lights at night, and the ever-changing play of shadows across mountain ranges, all filtered through a body slowly learning to see differently. Even the simplest observations require subtle attention. Reading instruments or focusing on floating objects demands a recalibration of depth perception. Without gravity, the usual cues that guide the eyes are absent, replaced by floating reference points and careful attention. The body compensates in ways both visible and invisible, using muscles around the eyes, tiny adjustments of the head, and neurological processing to maintain clarity and orientation. It is a quiet, persistent adaptation, a dialogue between eyes, brain, and environment. Despite these challenges, vision in space is profoundly poetic. Watching the horizon curve, you perceive the Earth as both a planet and a fragile sanctuary, suspended in infinite blackness. The play of sunlight across clouds creates shadows that stretch impossibly far, reminding you that perspective itself has changed. The eyes, sensitive instruments of perception, are both affected by and attuned to these changes, interpreting a world that is simultaneously familiar and utterly alien. Fluid redistribution also brings a new awareness of the face and head. Eyelids may feel slightly heavier, the eyes themselves subtly pressured. Vision may fluctuate throughout the day, influenced by activity, posture, and the body's ongoing adaptation to microgravity. It is a gentle reminder that even something as immediate as sight is not static. It responds to forces both external and internal, to gravity lost and pressures gained, to a body learning the rhythms of orbit. Sleep and light cycles further influence visual perception. 16 sunrises and sunsets occur in a single Earth day, each pass of light softening and illuminating the world differently. The brain processes these cues while the eyes adjust to both the sharp glare of sunlight and the deep shadow of the dark side of Earth. Astronauts learn to use artificial lighting, subtle shading, and deliberate focus to maintain eye comfort, creating a delicate harmony between physiology and environment. And yet, these changes in vision do not diminish wonder, they enhance it. Seeing the curvature of the planet, the delicate ribbons of atmosphere, and the scattering of light in ways impossible from the surface, the eyes become instruments of awe as well as perception. Each glance outside the window is a meditation, a reminder of the extraordinary delicacy and resilience of the human body in adapting to new realities. As your eyes adjust, you begin to notice subtler details. The faint shimmer of auroras at the poles, the glint of ice caps, the slow rotation of clouds like brushstrokes across a cosmic canvas. Sight is no longer passive. It is a careful, active engagement with the environment, a dance between body, brain, and the cosmos. The eyes, in their quiet recalibration, teach patience, observation, and the poetry of noticing. And as the visual system adapts to microgravity, the body as a whole continues its slow, intricate transformation. Muscles, bones, and circulation have begun their own adjustments, while the mind floats in meditative reflection. The next frontier awaits. The skin, senses, and sleep, each quietly shaped by orbit, completing the intimate dialogue between the body and the vastness of space. The skin, our largest organ, becomes a quiet observer of the subtle changes around and within us. In orbit, every inch of the body feels lighter, freer, and more aware. Microgravity alters the way pressure is applied to the skin. The gentle weight of clothes, the seat of the capsule, even the touch of a hand feels differently. Sensations are heightened, textures more pronounced, and the body becomes acutely aware of its boundaries, floating in a cabin where every surface is a gentle reminder of human presence in a weightless environment. Temperature regulation in space is a delicate balance. The capsule systems maintain a steady climate, but without convection currents caused by gravity, heat and moisture behave differently on the skin. A warm hand may linger longer on a surface. A slight breeze from ventilation carries a different sensation. The body compensates quietly, adjusting blood flow near the skin's surface, redistributing warmth, and keeping internal organs comfortable. Each micro-adjustment is a testament to the body's instinctive intelligence, its subtle mastery of an environment far removed from Earth. Sleep, too, shifts under the rhythm of orbit. 16 sunrises and sunsets occur in a single Earth day, yet the body relies on internal cues, artificial light, and careful scheduling to maintain circadian cycles. Floating freely, your body may drift into positions impossible on Earth. Limbs extended, spine gently uncompressed, as muscles relax fully into the suspension of microgravity. The sensation of drifting to sleep in orbit is profoundly different, weightless, almost like floating in a soft, invisible cradle where every movement is smooth, effortless, and calming. Auditory and tactile senses adapt as well. Sounds propagate differently inside a pressurized cabin. The hum of machinery becomes part of the background, a constant rhythm, while vibrations through walls and surfaces are felt in new ways. Touch is enhanced. The simple press of a fingertip against a surface or the brush of a hand across a floating object carries more subtlety. The body, in harmony with these sensations, learns to interpret signals that on Earth might go unnoticed, heightening awareness in a space where ordinary cues are transformed. Even perception of time intertwines with the cycles of light and shadow. Moments stretch and compress differently when the body is free from gravity, yet sleep and rest are vital. Astronauts often develop a quiet, meditative routine before drifting off. Checking straps, aligning floating blankets, noting the position of Earth outside the window. Each gesture becomes a ritual, a way to anchor the mind and body, creating continuity and calm in a world where weightless drifting is the norm. The skin also reveals the subtle effects of microgravity on hydration and circulation. Fluids shift upward, creating a gentle fullness in the face and a soft sensation in extremities. Tiny adjustments occur constantly. Capillaries expand and contract, sweat glands respond to cabin climate, and nerve endings relay a quiet stream of information to the brain. These sensory inputs, though subtle, are part of the body's ongoing dialogue with its environment, a continuous adaptation that supports comfort, awareness, and survival. Drifting in orbit, the human body experiences a rare intimacy with itself. Each breath, heartbeat, and muscle twitch is amplified in the quiet of space. Sleep becomes not just rest but a gentle recalibration, allowing muscles to recover, the mind to reset, and internal systems to continue their slow adjustments. The sensation of lying in a weightless embrace, staring at the glowing curve of Earth, is both soothing and profound. It is a reminder that the body is capable of extraordinary adaptation when freed from familiar constraints, and that every sense, touch, sight, hearing, is an instrument finely tuned to a new rhythm. As consciousness softens and the body relaxes, sleep becomes a gentle voyage through the night sky. The mind floats with the body, absorbing subtle cues from the environment, learning to interpret sensations that are new and foreign yet comforting. The interplay of skin, senses, and sleep illustrates the human body's quiet brilliance. Resilient, adaptive, and exquisitely sensitive to every aspect of its surroundings. From these intimate observations of sensation and rest, the body continues its ongoing adaptation. Muscles, bones, circulation, eyes, and now the senses, all participate in the delicate balance of life in space. The next chapter will explore the immune system and health, revealing how the body's invisible defenses and adaptations respond to the extraordinary conditions of orbit, continuing the story of survival beyond Earth. In the quiet of orbit, much of the body's adaptation occurs beneath awareness, in systems that are normally invisible. The immune system, a vigilant guardian on Earth, now faces a subtly altered reality. Microgravity changes the way white blood cells circulate, and the body's response to pathogens shifts in ways that are still being studied. Yet, the immune system adjusts quietly, maintaining vigilance while learning the rhythms of life in a weightless, enclosed environment. Tiny microbial ecosystems evolve within the spacecraft, forming a unique balance between humans and their environment. The body adapts, tuning its defenses to new patterns of exposure, as if negotiating a delicate dance with unseen life forms. Skin, mucous membranes, and blood all respond in subtle ways, reinforcing protection even as the landscape of threats changes. The immune system becomes a silent participant in the ongoing story of survival, resilient and perceptive. Exercise becomes a vital component of health. In the absence of gravity, muscles and bones do not bear weight naturally, so astronauts perform daily routines to stimulate strength and maintain bone density. Resistance bands, treadmills, and carefully choreographed movements replace the simple act of walking or standing. Each repetition is more than a workout. It is a conversation between the body and environment, a way to remind bones, muscles, and joints that their function remains vital even without Earth's pull. Nutrition supports these adaptations in quiet yet powerful ways. Diets are carefully managed to provide sufficient vitamins, minerals, and energy, countering the effects of microgravity. Hydration is critical, as fluids behave differently inside the body, and every sip contributes to circulation, digestion, and cellular health. The body learns to balance intake and expenditure with precision, a constant calibration of nourishment and adaptation. Psychological well-being is intertwined with physical health. Isolation, confinement, and the vastness of space can subtly challenge the mind, and stress influences immunity, sleep, and circulation. Meditation, mindfulness, and deliberate routines support both body and mind, reinforcing the link between resilience and health. Even small rituals, adjusting a floating object, observing Earth through a window, or marking time with tasks, serve as anchors, supporting stability and strength in a world removed from gravity. The immune system also responds to the gentle pressures of radiation and environmental control. Though spacecraft shield most harmful cosmic rays, subtle exposure prompts cellular repair mechanisms to work quietly in the background. DNA repair, protein synthesis, and immune vigilance all continue, an invisible symphony of maintenance that keeps the body resilient despite the challenges of space. Every heartbeat, every breath, every cellular adjustment contributes to a dynamic equilibrium, a testament to the body's adaptability. This quiet adaptability extends to microbiomes, internal communities of bacteria and other microorganisms that influence digestion, immunity, and overall health. Microgravity subtly shifts microbial balance, prompting the body to recalibrate its defenses and digestive processes. Even in the absence of sunlight, fresh air, and earthbound rhythms, the human body sustains life through constant adaptation, guided by instincts and finely tuned systems evolved over millennia. The beauty of these hidden processes is that they occur seamlessly, unnoticed until studied closely. Muscles, bones, eyes, and circulation have already begun their transformations. Now, immunity quietly follows, ensuring that life continues despite challenges both visible and invisible. The body, in its complexity, demonstrates an extraordinary capacity for survival, resilience, and harmony in a new environment. In orbit, the human body becomes a master of subtle adaptation. Every system is interconnected. The muscles that support movement, the bones that anchor form, the heart and circulation that sustain life, and the immune system that defends it all. Together, they create a living, breathing organism capable of thriving in conditions far removed from the surface of Earth. From this perspective, health in space is not simply a matter of survival. It is an art, a quiet symphony of adaptation. The next chapter will explore radiation, one of the invisible forces that challenges the body and invites reflection on the fragility and resilience inherent in human life beyond our planet. Beyond the protective veil of Earth's atmosphere, a silent stream of energy flows, invisible yet potent. Cosmic rays and solar particles drift through space, carrying forces that can subtly influence every cell in your body. The spaceship itself acts as a protective bubble, shielding life from the majority of this radiation, but traces still penetrate, gently nudging the intricate systems that sustain you. Awareness of these invisible threats is not fear, but reverence for the fragility and resilience of life in the cosmos. Radiation interacts with cells at the smallest scales. DNA strands, the blueprint of life, may experience tiny disruptions, prompting repair mechanisms to engage in quiet, diligent work. Proteins and enzymes activate in response, correcting errors, maintaining integrity, and ensuring continuity. The body becomes a vigilant steward of its own delicate structure, balancing defense and adaptation with an elegance invisible to the eye. Every cellular response is a whisper of survival, a testament to the intelligence inherent in living systems. The exposure is not uniform. Different tissues respond differently. Bone marrow, skin, and the digestive tract are particularly sensitive, while other systems remain relatively unaffected. Even fleeting moments of movement within the cabin, or changes in position relative to shielding, can alter the subtle distribution of energy. The body senses these shifts, adjusting metabolic and repair processes without conscious effort. This dance of adaptation is continuous, an unbroken conversation between environment and organism. Astronauts describe a heightened awareness of fragility in this context. Each breath, heartbeat, and gentle motion is a reminder that life exists within boundaries defined by both the seen and unseen. The body's resilience is remarkable, yet there is humility in recognizing that space is an environment both beautiful and exacting. In this duality, the human form demonstrates its extraordinary capacity for adaptation, learning to thrive while continuously protecting its most essential components. Radiation also influences the mind indirectly. Awareness of the invisible, the unknown, fosters reflection, gratitude, and quiet attention. Observation of Earth from orbit, the delicate atmosphere, the thin layer of clouds, the gentle curvature of continents, reminds the mind of the planet's shielding embrace. Life exists here with a balance that has been honed over millennia, and the body, exposed to a harsher reality beyond, learns both vulnerability and strength. In response, astronauts rely on both technology and habit. Shielding, clothing, and careful positioning reduce exposure, while routine exercise and nutrition support cellular repair and resilience. These strategies, combined with the body's own systems, create a multi-layered defense, a delicate interplay of biology and design, instinct and ingenuity. Microgravity, nutrition, sleep, and activity all contribute to maintaining equilibrium against the silent, invisible challenge. There is a poetic resonance in this hidden struggle. Life, delicate and intricate, persists not in defiance but in quiet harmony with its environment. The body continuously negotiates survival in conditions that are extreme yet navigable, a testament to the capacity for adaptation encoded in every cell. This invisible threat, though subtle, highlights the elegance of human resilience and the remarkable intelligence inherent in our biology. Radiation is not only a challenge but also a teacher. It illuminates the boundaries of vulnerability, revealing the delicate threads of life and the systems that sustain it. The body, exposed yet protected, demonstrates grace under conditions that earthbound humans rarely experience firsthand. In the hush of orbit, there is a profound awareness of both fragility and resilience, a quiet recognition of the beauty in life's persistence. From this perspective, the body in space is a living paradox, extraordinarily strong yet delicately balanced, capable of thriving amid challenges that are unseen, yet constant. As microgravity continues to shape muscles and bones, circulation flows differently, and cognitive rhythms adapt. The invisible forces of radiation quietly remind us of the finite, yet resilient nature of human life. And as these hidden energies ripple through cells and tissues, the stage is set for understanding the long-term changes that occur in the human body during extended journeys in space, adaptations that reflect the profound interplay between physiology, environment, and the silent universe that surrounds us. Weeks turn into months, and the body in space undergoes transformations that are subtle yet profound. Muscles that once resisted gravity now operate differently. Bones begin a slow recalibration, and every system adapts to a world where weight is no longer constant. The spine elongates further, the body gains a few centimeters in height, and joints move with a fluidity impossible on Earth. These changes are gentle, almost imperceptible day by day, but they accumulate, telling the story of life adjusted to orbit. The musculoskeletal system feels the absence of gravity most keenly. Without the constant pull, bones gradually lose density. Osteoclasts, the cells responsible for breaking down bone, outpace the cells that build it, and minerals shift subtly through the body. Muscles, particularly those in the legs, back, and core, shrink without resistance, requiring careful exercise to maintain strength. Resistance bands, treadmills, and stationary bicycles become lifelines, tools that remind the body of Earth's forces while preserving function. Even with exercise, adaptations occur, a testament to how profoundly microgravity reshapes the physical form. The cardiovascular system, too, undergoes long-term changes. The heart, no longer burdened by the need to pump blood upward against gravity, slightly reduces in size. Blood volume adapts, circulating more efficiently through the upper body, and the delicate orchestration of fluid distribution stabilizes for extended weightlessness. Yet when the body eventually returns to Earth, these adjustments challenge balance, posture, and endurance, revealing just how intertwined long-term physiology is with the pull of gravity. The neurological system is equally remarkable. The brain learns to navigate three-dimensional space without up or down, adapting motor control and spatial awareness. Neural pathways adjust to new patterns of movement, coordination, and perception. Balance, once regulated primarily by the inner ear and gravity, now relies on visual and tactile cues, while cognitive focus adapts to the shifting environment of the capsule. Over time, this creates a new harmony between body and mind, one that is both alien and astonishingly graceful. Psychological adaptations unfold alongside the physical. Isolation, confinement, and the vast emptiness of space influence mood, cognition, and perception. Some astronauts describe an expanded sense of perspective, a clarity of priorities, and a quiet introspection that deepens with time. Emotional resilience grows in response to challenges, rituals, and routines, while the mind learns to navigate the paradox of connection and solitude. The body and mind together form a delicate balance, adapting to the extraordinary environment of long-duration missions. Microgravity also reshapes the senses. Vision subtly adjusts to fluid shifts, skin perceives touch differently, and proprioception, the sense of body position, continues its recalibration. Sleep cycles stabilize around artificial cues, and the body gradually accepts this new rhythm. The sensory system, like muscles and bones, demonstrates its flexibility, revealing that adaptation is a holistic process, encompassing every aspect of physiology. There is an elegance in the long-term transformation. Every system, from circulation to muscles, from bones to the immune system, learns to function in harmony with a novel environment. The body becomes a living experiment in adaptation, revealing both its vulnerability and its extraordinary resilience. Each change is a reminder that life is not fixed, but fluid, capable of adjusting to challenges and thriving in conditions far removed from the familiar world below. Even at the cellular level, adjustments continue. Cells respond to subtle shifts in radiation, microgravity, and oxygen distribution. DNA repair mechanisms, immune defenses, and metabolic processes maintain equilibrium. The body is quietly learning, moment by moment, to endure, to adapt, and to exist gracefully in a place where every system is tested in ways unimaginable on Earth. Long-term adaptation also fosters awareness of interdependence. Muscles rely on bones rely on exercise, the heart relies on circulation, the brain relies on sensory input. All systems continuously communicate, adjust, and support one another. The body is no longer simply a collection of organs. It is an integrated, responsive organism, learning a new form of equilibrium in microgravity. And as these months accumulate, the human body becomes both fragile and extraordinary, a testament to the delicate balance between gravity and motion, between strength and vulnerability, between life on Earth and life among the stars. From here, the journey eventually turns back toward home, to the return of gravity and the delicate, yet resilient process of readaptation. After months of drifting in weightlessness, the journey home begins. The capsule trembles with controlled power, and the familiar force of gravity announces itself once more. Every muscle, every joint, every cell suddenly experiences the pull of Earth again. The body, which had adapted so gracefully to freedom, now confronts the gentle shock of weight, a sensation both grounding and startling. It is a return not just in space but in the intimate awareness of the body itself. The first moments are disorienting. Limbs feel heavy after months of effortless floating. Feet press against surfaces with an unfamiliar weight. Muscles, once relaxed and lightly toned for microgravity, protest subtly. Simple movements, standing, bending, lifting, demand effort, a reminder of the force that shaped the body long before space travel. Balance feels fragile. Even a small step can challenge the inner ear, muscles, and proprioception. The body is relearning how to inhabit gravity's embrace. Bone and muscle adaptations continue to influence motion. Legs, particularly, remind you of the long months spent without bearing weight. Walking requires conscious effort, and core muscles, once used differently in orbit, need retraining. Rehabilitation becomes a slow, deliberate process, combining exercise, movement, and patience. The body, remarkable in its resilience, gradually reacquaints itself with a force it once resisted effortlessly. Circulation, too, adjusts in response to gravity. Blood, which once flowed easily through the upper body, now pools naturally in the legs. The heart responds, stabilizing pressure, adapting stroke volume, and recalibrating the rhythm of life for terrestrial life. Subtle swelling or lightheadedness may occur, temporary reminders that the cardiovascular system, like muscles and bones, is negotiating a transition. The dance of fluids and pressure is ongoing, a quiet testament to the body's adaptability. Eyes and vision experience renewed calibration. Fluid shifts reverse, and intracranial pressures normalize gradually. Depth perception readjusts. The familiar cues of up, down, and horizon return. Sensory systems that adapted to weightlessness now reorient, sending signals to the brain that require careful interpretation. Each glance, each motion, reinforces the intricate connection between perception and physical environment, reminding you that the body is as much a sensory instrument as a physical vessel. Sleep and circadian rhythms stabilize naturally. Nights return to a familiar darkness, and the gentle pull of gravity provides comfort that microgravity could not. Muscles relax differently. The skin, once acutely aware of floating, now rests against familiar surfaces. Recovery is both physical and mental, a gradual reintegration into the rhythms of Earth, a homecoming that the body anticipates even as it surprises. The return journey is also poetic in its significance. Earth, seen from orbit as a distant, glowing orb, now rises to meet you fully, welcoming every cell, every heartbeat, every breath. The blue oceans, green continents, and cloud-draped mountains are not just a view but an embrace, a cradle in which the body finds its equilibrium once more. The planet that shaped every system within you over millennia now reassumes its role, steadying and supporting in ways both visible and invisible. There is humility in this adaptation, a recognition of the body's resilience and its dependence on Earth's forces. The months of freedom, weightlessness, and extraordinary experiences reveal the extraordinary flexibility of human physiology. Yet, the return reinforces a quiet truth. Gravity, ever present and unyielding, is both a constraint and a guide, shaping muscles, bones, circulation, and perception. The body, remarkable in its endurance, thrives within this balance. As movement grows easier, strength returns, and balance is regained, a sense of completion settles. The body has endured the extremes of space, adapted to microgravity, and now reclaims the rhythms of home. Every step, every heartbeat, every breath is a celebration of life's resilience, the poetry of adaptation, and the quiet harmony between human physiology and the natural world. And in this reflection, the mind turns gently outward and inward, preparing for the final chapter. Understanding what space teaches us about the body, the mind, and the delicate, enduring beauty of life itself. A meditation on fragility, strength, and the cosmic dance in which we are all participants. Floating above Earth, the human body is revealed in ways that are both intimate and profound. Freed from gravity, challenged by isolation, and exposed to the vastness of the cosmos, every system, the muscles, bones, heart, senses, and mind, becomes a mirror of resilience and adaptability. In orbit, the body is simultaneously fragile and astonishingly strong, a living testament to the elegance of life in motion. Observing the body in space teaches a quiet humility. The same organs and systems that serve effortlessly on Earth must adapt, recalibrate, and learn to function under new rules. Bones that once bore weight without conscious effort now require exercise to maintain density. Muscles that provided posture and mobility relax and shrink without the familiar pull of gravity. The heart, circulation, and immune system respond to forces unseen, while the mind navigates disorientation, isolation, and temporal shifts. Each adjustment is a subtle story of endurance, patience, and adaptation. There is also a profound beauty in the interdependence of these systems. The body operates not as isolated parts, but as a symphony of cooperation. Muscles rely on bones, bones rely on circulation, circulation relies on the heart, and the mind orchestrates responses that maintain stability and function. Even the senses are intertwined, translating pressure, movement, and light into conscious perception. In space, this delicate choreography becomes visible, not as a spectacle, but as a quiet, ongoing meditation on what it means to be human. The experience of weightlessness illuminates a truth often overlooked on Earth. Our bodies are shaped by gravity. They carry the imprint of a planet's pull in every posture, step, and gesture. Yet, when released from this force, the body discovers new possibilities, new freedoms, and new vulnerabilities. The subtle shifts in fluid, pressure, and motion remind us that our physiology is dynamic, flexible, and astonishingly responsive to environment. Life adapts, not in defiance, but in harmony with circumstance. The mind, too, learns profound lessons. Isolation encourages reflection, and the vastness of space encourages perspective. Daily routines, sensory recalibrations, and cognitive adaptations teach patience, mindfulness, and the importance of small, deliberate actions. Thoughts drift like the body itself, sometimes slowly, sometimes spiraling, and the mind discovers new capacities for observation, creativity, and resilience. In this quiet reflection, humans recognize both their fragility and their immense potential. Perhaps most poignantly, space teaches us the poetic truth of connection. Viewing Earth as a glowing, fragile sphere underscores the delicacy of life and the intricate balance of ecosystems, societies, and bodies. Every person, every organism, every system participates in a complex web of interdependence. Floating above the planet, the human body becomes a microcosm of this balance. Resilient, adaptable, yet in constant dialogue with forces both visible and invisible. There is also a lesson in impermanence. The changes wrought by microgravity, radiation, and isolation are real but reversible, reminding us that adaptation is continuous and fluid. The body is neither static nor fragile. It is a living process, shaped by forces around it and within it, always learning, always negotiating equilibrium. These lessons, learned in orbit, resonate long after return. Echoes of resilience, awareness, and wonder that remain as reminders of human potential. Space encourages introspection as much as observation. When the body is free from Earth's pull, the mind notices connections. Between systems, between moments, between life and the cosmos. Fragility and strength coexist in every breath, heartbeat, and movement, revealing that the human form is both delicate and capable, a vessel for experience, memory, and adaptation. Ultimately, what space teaches us is the profound poetry of existence. Our bodies, shaped by Earth, are capable of navigating new worlds. Our minds, shaped by experience, are capable of wonder, reflection, and insight. Every system, from cells to organs to consciousness, participates in the silent, continuous dance of life. And when we return to Earth, we carry with us a deeper awareness of the intricate beauty and extraordinary resilience of our own form. In this final reflection, the human body is not merely a vessel for survival. It is a participant in a cosmic narrative, a testament to adaptability, endurance, and grace. And as you consider your own body tonight, lying beneath the night sky, remember, you are both earth-shaped and universe-ready, fragile and astonishingly strong, a living story of life in motion. As our journey through the human body in space comes to a close, take a moment to let it all settle. From the first tremor of liftoff to the silent drift of weightlessness, from the subtle recalibrations of muscles and bones to the delicate adaptations of heart, vision, and mind, we have traveled alongside the body in ways rarely imagined. Each system has revealed its resilience, its intelligence, and its quiet poetry, a testament to the remarkable harmony of life adapting to the cosmos. Imagine once more the capsule floating above Earth. The blue oceans shimmer, continents curve gently beneath drifting clouds, and the atmosphere glows like a delicate veil. The body, now adapted, floats within this small world, attuned to microgravity, shielding itself from invisible radiation and responding to every subtle change. You have witnessed this dance of life, the intimate conversation between human physiology and the vast, silent expanse outside. Every system we explored, the muscles, bones, heart, senses, immune defenses, and mind, has shown not only fragility but extraordinary strength. Weightlessness revealed vulnerabilities, but it also revealed the capacity to adapt, to thrive, and to maintain harmony with the environment. The body in space is both delicate and astonishingly capable, a living poem of endurance and balance. And as you lie here tonight, absorbing this story, you can feel its quiet resonance in your own body, its rhythm, its subtle wisdom, its ongoing adaptation to life. Reflect on what it means to return to Earth. Gravity's gentle pull reorients the muscles, blood, and senses. The heart finds its familiar rhythm, bones and muscles regain accustomed strength, and the mind adjusts to familiar up and down. Yet even as you reconnect with the surface, you carry the lessons of orbit, a deeper awareness of your own adaptability, the delicate balance that sustains life, and the extraordinary interplay of systems that allow your body to endure and flourish. And now, let your thoughts drift gently, like your body did in orbit. Consider the vastness of space, the curvature of Earth, the invisible forces that shape every breath, every heartbeat, and every sensation. The human form is a vessel of experience, shaped by gravity yet capable of navigating the cosmos. It is fragile, resilient, and endlessly remarkable, a reminder of both our limitations and our potential. If you enjoyed this journey through the human body in space, subscribe for more bedtime explorations and share where you're listening from tonight. Each comment connects you to others who are quietly reflecting, imagining, and resting with the same curiosity and wonder. Your engagement helps keep this community alive, a gentle constellation of minds exploring the universe together. Now, as your body relaxes, let each breath slow. Inhale gently, imagining the soft expansion of lungs in the calm of orbit. Exhale, releasing tension, allowing muscles, heart, and mind to synchronize with a gentle rhythm. Feel the weight of your body supported, yet free in imagination, floating above the planet, drifting in harmony with Earth's orbit. Picture the stars stretching infinitely, distant suns glowing softly, and the Earth below, a luminous cradle for life. Imagine the quiet hum of life within your body, the subtle signals of circulation, neural firing, and cellular repair, all participating in a silent symphony of existence. You are a living testament to adaptation, resilience, and the quiet poetry of being. And as the night deepens, allow your mind to drift further. Let the imagery of space mingle with dreams, softening the edges of consciousness. The body, ever adaptive, relaxes into its natural rhythm. Every heartbeat is steady, every breath gentle, every muscle softened. In this space of calm, wonder, and reflection, you are free to rest, rejuvenate, and let the lessons of the cosmos linger softly, like starlight in the quiet of night. Sleep now, carrying the story of weightlessness, circulation, adaptation, and the human spirit. Float gently in your imagination, as the stars will slowly above and the Earth glows below. Your body remembers its strength, its resilience, and its extraordinary ability to adapt. And in this quiet, meditative space, you are ready to drift fully into rest, cradled by the universe and the poetry of your own remarkable form. Good night, and let the rhythm of your body, the memory of orbit, and the wonder of the cosmos guide you into a deep, restorative sleep.